And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to MotorMaster Monday, live here on NASCAR Heat 5. It is the 5th annual NASCAR MotorMaster Series season, and we are working round 31 of the season, folks. It is the second playoff race, and it's the second playoff race in the round of 12 as well. So these drivers really looking to utilize and capitalize on the track here that we have today, Talladega Superspeedway. Everybody has a chance to win, all about the draft, all about decision making, and all about being there at the end to pounce and make a big move for the win. It's anybody's race here today. There are 20 cars out there rocking and rolling so far. 56 lap race. We're working stage 1. And as you can see on your screens, about the top 12 cars have broken away from the rest of the field. There are two groups working together around Talladega at this point, and we are being led by Matt Smith, the driver of the number 2 Chevy Camaro, who qualified second for today's event. Right behind him, of course, the 38 car of Charles Jackson. He's already found victory lane here this season in the MotorMaster Series. He is not a playoff driver, and he's up there shaking things up, folks. The highest running non-playoff driver as of now. Another non-playoff driver running in 4th there. It's Monty Motorsports running in 4th in the 54 Toyota Supra. The defending champ, Jason Doro, in the 08 car, scored in 5th. And as I mentioned, the top 12 separated from the rest of the field. For the most part, single file. We saw Timmy Brown in the yellow car, the number 8 Chevy Camaro, taking a look to the outside, had no help. And a couple of laps ago, he was actually up there, scored in the top 5, and has now since then dropped back outside the top 10 and is in danger of losing the draft with this lead group. And there you see on the 2018 Brickyard 200 winner. Had high hopes coming into Talladega, missed the playoffs by only a handful of points here this season for the MotorMaster Series. And has lost the draft here early in the going. Luckily for him, it's a short stage, so these drivers will get a caution to slow themselves down and stack them back up 2 by 2. We'll give them another crack at it here. Four wins this season for Aaron Garcia. Right now he's running in 3rd in the number 1 Chevy Camaro, and he's really been the only driver that's been able to hold a candle to the number 2 of Matt Smith throughout the season consistently. The two heavy hitters, the two main favorites to win this year's championship, arguably are running 1st and 3rd right now. The 2 of Matt Smith, the 1 of Aaron Garcia. The defending champion of this series, Jason Doro, who is oddly enough winless this season, scored in 5th. Ray Hollywood in the 51 car, haven't talked too much about him so far. He's scored in the 6th place position. 0, just behind him of Fabian Green, making his debut in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series and having a strong start here tonight at Talladega. He's got Tanner Swaley, the Dirt Touring Series champion, just behind him in the 6th car, but a solid start for the rookie, Fabian Green. You see the 2-time NASCAR World Champion, that was Trenton Krentz in the white number 16 Chevy Camaro, making a move to the outside. And again, very similar story to Timmy Brown earlier. No help. And he's going to lose all of those positions that he had. Drop to the tail of this group. Here's what the second group looks like. It's being led by Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the black and blue number 61 Toyota Supra, along with Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7, Harold Burden in the 39, and in the 28 car, that's Rush Downing. Those are the front 4 cars of this group. Kyle Bowers, Timmy Brown, and Emily all in this group as well. 20 cars on track in total. And the draft is going to be key. And track position and keeping yourself up there within striking distance with the leaders is definitely going to be key. And the level of urgency is only going to pick up and ramp up the longer and further we go into tonight's race. It's a 56 lap race divided into stages. The top 5 in the stages get those stage points, and the stage winner gets a playoff point, and those playoff points, they carry through with you through each round, and that's the key, folks, getting as many playoff points as you can so that way you have an easier time advancing through the rounds. Trey Hollywood making a big move to the outside. He's got help this time. Fabian Green in the 0, Tanner Swaley in the 6, and Trenton Krentz in the 16. They go to the top. A big block by Charles Jackson, and they're 3 wide for the lead at Talladega. Charles has the least amount of help in the 38 car in the middle, and bold move by Trey Hollywood. He's going to tuck in line and take the race lead here at Talladega. He's no stranger to victory lane here in the super speedways in NASCAR. He's done it in the trucks. He's done it here in the MotorMaster Series, but he's winless this season here for the MotorMaster cars, and he would love to change that tonight at Talladega. There was contact behind them between Monty Motorsports and Trenton Krentz. They are both in danger of losing the draft with this lead group now, and a big move to the outside by Matt Smith. Trey Hollywood trying to make the 51 Camaro as wide as possible. He went high to shut the door on Smith, but he was there already, and a drag race to the line. Trey Hollywood is going to claim the Stage 1 win by a bumper. The 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion Matt Smith is going to hold on for second. Aaron Garcia in the 1 is going to get third. Fabian Green making his debut here tonight in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. I'm almost certain he got 4th here at the end of Stage 1. And then after that, it was a toss-up between Jason Doro and Tanner Swaley for that 5th place position. What a drive and what a move there by Trey Hollywood, one of the best drivers on super speedways here in NASCAR, and he's making his presence felt early in the going at Talladega, picking up the stage win. It's a valuable playoff point that'll move with him through the rounds in the playoffs if he can keep on advancing. It's the second race in the round of 12, and 4 drivers will be eliminated at the end of the night. We have Talladega kicking off the evening, and then we have the Charlotte Roval as the main event. And now Trey Hollywood and Matt Smith lead them to the line. We are back under green, and this time, Stage 2. Most laps led so far definitely goes to the 2 of Matt Smith. The stage win was snagged by Trey Hollywood with a wild and bold move to the outside, and Charles Jackson was stuck in the middle. We'll see how it all unfolds in Stage 2. For now, it's Trey Hollywood down on the inside with Aaron Garcia, Jason Doro, Charles Jackson, King G in the 10, and Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7. They're all on the bottom. Up top, it's Matt Smith, Fabian Green, Tanner Swaley, the 9 car of Cameron Norton, Trenton Krentz, and others all giving a shove to the outside. Timmy Brown, Harold Burden as well. Now, forgive me, folks, it's actually former NASCAR champion from NASCAR 15 Victory Edition, Alan Richardson, driving the number 9 car. Cameron Norton, of course, off for the evening at Talladega. And the outside line beginning to fade just a little bit. There are more cars down on the inside, and now 3 and 4 wide going down the back straightaway. They all nearly piled into each other. I can't believe they're all pointed in the right direction still, and they're still 3 and 4 wide going into turn 3. Well, and they bottlenecked back down into 2 wide, and everything seems to be all right. Some drivers lost some track position there, and pretty much everybody who's up on the outside line lost a ton of track position. Thankfully, they're still all in this group, still have the draft. There's only 3 or 4 cars that have lost the draft with the lead group. There's 20 of them out there, and still 16 or 17 of them with a shot to win the stage. Trey Hollywood, Aaron Garcia, Jason Doro, Matt Smith, Charles Jackson, your top 5. Fabian Green, King G. They're running in 6th and 7th. Monty Motorsports, Josh Colm-Diaz, they're up into the top 10 now. And I've been very impressed with Monty, actually, in that number 54 Toyota Supra. You'll see him every now and then. He's got the red hood and the white, the back of the car is white. Let's see if we can find him here. He's having a terrific run. Qualified strong. He just got kicked to the outside, but this is definitely one of his better runs so far here in his NASCAR MotorMaster Series season. There's the defending NASCAR MotorMaster Series champion, Jason Doro. Again, I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, he is winless this season, and it's strange to say because he's had so many solid top 5 and top 3 finishes and even a couple of stage wins here in 2022, but that elusive first win of 2022 has not come yet for your series defending champion. No one will ever forget the season finale at Phoenix last year. It was a 4-wide finish between all 4 of the championship 4 contenders. One car wrecked high, one car wrecked low, and it was a drag race between Jason Doro, Kevin Tattersall for the championship, and it was Doro edging him out. And checking in on the 2-time NASCAR World Champion Trenton Krentz there in the 16 Chevy Camaro, having a solid run. He's in the top 10 right now, and he's in the lead pack. In my opinion, if you're about 7th or 8th on back in this lead group, you're probably lifting off the throttle more than you're on it. In fact, unless you're on the straightaways, everyone here is just minding their P's and Q's, taking it easy, and trying to keep their car in one piece. They don't want to risk losing the draft with the leader when there's still a lot of laps to go in Stage 2. And they saw a little bit about what was going on in Stage 1. They saw that if you make a move to the outside, no one goes with you, you're definitely losing a handful of positions. You're more than likely going to the tail of the group that you're in. ...2021 NASCAR Dirt Touring Series champion Tanner Swaley found a ride full-time for the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series and here in the MotorMaster Series. Ran a lot more races this season in the Truck Series, made the playoffs over there, and he's been running part-time here on MotorMaster Mondays. He's brand new to fatherhood, and it's a late development for him, and wishing him all the best of luck. So far, everything's going great for him. So it was a feel-good moment and a feel-good story for him to make the playoffs. Well, your poles that are still in the hunt for the lead and for the Stage 2 wins. Charles Jackson in the 38 Chevy Camaro. Started in NASCAR, back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. A lot of these drivers in the field did. It's quite the large racing family we have here in NASCAR. Many of these drivers have been racing with each other for many years. Many different platforms as well. Nobody has more wins this season than Matt Smith in the 2, driver for Lone Wolf Motorsports. Right now running in the 4th place position, but scored with 11 wins this season. And the #1 seed in the playoff standings going through each round. And he's arguably the favorite to win it all here this season. Tied the record for the most wins in a single MotorMaster Series season last year, and now this year has edged it. There's still 6 races remaining. Things are getting wild here in the back of this lead group. The 92 Chevy, that's Kyle Bowers. He's made a few starts this season in the MotorMaster Series, but in particular he's been running full-time in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. And now here come the late stage moves. To the outside goes Aaron Garcia, Jason Doro, and Matt Smith. The laps are winding down in Stage 2. And you can tell the level of urgency is picked up. It's the top 5 that get the stage points. It's the stage winner that gets a playoff point. Those carry through from round to round throughout the playoffs, so this is very important. Garcia in the 1 was able to clear the bottom line and get get to the front of the inside line. The abandoned ship, and now Jason Doro and Matt Smith are kind of dropping back on the outside line. King G and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Harold Burden, they have now jumped up to the top side, so they're going to catch the 2 and the 08 and see if they can make something happen through 3 and 4. More cars on the bottom, and that definitely helped them prevail. Aaron Garcia, Trey Hollywood, Charles Jackson, Fabian Green, and Josh Colm Diaz coming to the line, and that's your top 5. A for effort, folks. There was definitely no shortage of effort there. No shortage of desire. A lot of these drivers, it's a high-speed chess match. They played their hand, they made their move, and some of these other drivers countered their move. Aaron Garcia capitalizes and wins stage number 2. Trey Hollywood in the 51 picked up the stage 1 win, and Aaron Garcia is going to claim stage number 2. Valuable playoff points for those 2 drivers, and a couple of feel-good moments, feel-good stories going on for a lot of these other underdog drivers, of course. Fabian Green making his debut here in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series season. Just got stage points in stage number 2, top 10 in stage 1, and now he's going to restart in 4th for the final stage. Highest running playoff drivers, Aaron Garcia, Trey Hollywood, Josh Colm Diaz, Trenton Krentz, all in the top 6. We are green here at Talladega for the final stage. Three wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Kyle Bowers going all the way up to the top in the 92 Chevy Camaro. Matt Smith in the 2, King G in the 10, they're going to go up there with him. And that's going to shuffle Jeffrey Robinson Jr. back a couple of spots. Tanner Swaley went down to try to help him. And this is all happening just outside the top 7 or 8 here. The top 7 or 8 running single file down, hugging the yellow line. Back there outside of that group is where it's getting a little bit dicey. Those drivers a little bit complacent, not quite as comfortable with their track position. Now single file all the way back, 20 drivers in this race. Round 31 of the season, second playoff race in the round of 12. At the end of the night, 4 drivers will be eliminated. The main event of the evening after this, folks, at the Charlotte Roval will determine it all. But a driver can lock himself into the round of 8 with a win here at Talladega and not need to worry about the wild and chaotic road course that awaits us. Sure, Aaron Garcia is thinking about that, your current race leader, highest running playoff driver. And then you got Trey Hollywood running in 3rd, another playoff driver. Josh Colm Diaz in the 7 car, scored in 4th. Trenton Krentz in the 16, scored in 6th. Harold Burden in the 39, running in 8th. Jason Doro in the 08 Chevy Camaro runs in 9th. Matt Smith in the 2, running in 10th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. runs in 11th in the 61 Toyota Supra. And King G in the 10, running in 12th. Those are some of your playoff drivers that are all in this lead group with a chance to win. I've said it for a long time, and it's proven to be true so far. If you're in the lead group, if you're in the lead draft at Talladega or Daytona, it doesn't really matter if you're 3rd, 1st, or 24th. As long as you're in that lead draft, you have a chance to park it in victory lane. And things are really getting wild back here with Rush Downing in the 28. And that's Jim in the 90, Emily in the 15, Timmy Brown, the former Brickyard 200 winner in the 8. It's a 4-car pack here, and that is the second group. And if they can get lined up single file, I don't know if they'll be able to run down the lead group, but they might not be losing quite as much time to the leaders. And those 4, they might need a caution in order to reel in this front pack and challenge again for the win. And other than the restart here for the final stage, nobody's really stepping out of line and trying to make any moves. I think everybody is content and just trying to not risk it right now, not lose the draft with this lead pack, not lose the track position that they have, and just kind of ride it out for now. Don't believe anybody's coming to pit road until near the very end of this stage. And even then, folks, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of splash and go stops. I don't think they're going to be able to save this much fuel in the draft. ...2021 Dirt Champ, Tanner Swaley in the 6th. He's still in this group. Just behind him, former NASCAR champion on NASCAR 15, Alan Richardson in the 9. He's in this group as well. And I guess we should mention, folks, if you weren't here with us last week for MotorMaster Monday, it was Harold Burden parking it in victory lane for the very first playoff race in the round of 12, clinching his way through to the round of 8. So he does not really need to worry about Talladega here tonight, and he definitely doesn't need to worry about the Charlotte Roval either. Kyle Bowers in the 92 up here in the top 10, very much alive for this championship, or excuse me, for the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series Championship on Tuesday nights. Ranked second in the point standings over there on Tuesdays, 5 points behind Aaron Garcia for that championship battle. And he's all about the wins here in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. It's a part-time schedule for him. He hasn't made very many starts this season. He's very aware that he's got a shot to park it in victory lane here tonight and spoil the party for these 12 MotorMaster playoff drivers. And it looks like he's just kind of just taking it easy and playing it cool for now. Another former NASCAR champion on NASCAR 15 and Supercross for that matter, and that is Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61. Come so close so many times to winning a race here this season in the MotorMaster Series. Still looking for that first career NASCAR MotorMaster Series win. Very much alive here in the MotorMaster playoffs. And a win here at Talladega would punch his ticket into the round of 8. Up front, it's Aaron Garcia, Charles Jackson, Trey Hollywood, Josh Cohen, Diaz, Fabian Green, Trenton Krentz, Monty Motorsports. That is your top 7. Grab the volume knob, folks. Turn it sky high. It's time to crank it up for round 31 of the NASCAR MotorMaster Series season here at Talladega Superspeedway, folks. Enjoy the sound of these engines on NASCAR Heat 5. crank it down, folks. We're bringing you back to full commentary here at Talladega Superspeedway, and I really wasn't sure, but my answer has been given to me. These drivers all just peeled down pit road. I would say about 3/4 of the lead group: Aaron Garcia, Josh Colm-Diaz, Trey Hollywood, Monty Motorsports, Tanner Swaley, King G, Alan Richardson, and more. Trenton Krentz, they're all on pit road for scheduled service here in the final stage. And seeing the lengths of these pit stops will be very interesting. Fabian Green is already down and away. The 7 is gone. The 6 is gone. There goes Trenton Krentz in the 16. I'm thinking that it was 2 tire pit stops for the majority of this group. And there's who's left on the racetrack who is yet to come to pit road. They didn't come this time either. Jason Doro, the 92 of Kyle Bowers, Matt Smith in the 2, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61. They're still on the racetrack and hauling the mail. It's King G in the 10 car with them actually, so evidently he did not come to pit road yet for scheduled service. You can see there it's starting to catch the tail of the pack that has come to pit road for scheduled service. And about 4 or 5 of the cars that have already made a pit stop, they're going to lose the draft with the lead group. Once they group back up and once this all cycles through, I don't think that Alan Richardson in the 9, I don't think Monty Motorsports in the 54, maybe not even Trenton Krentz in the 16, I don't think that they're going to be in the lead group. Jim in the 90 Chevy Camaro comes to pit road as well. And the laps are winding down here, and you gotta wonder, is the strategy for the top 5 cars to maybe make it the entire distance and spoil the party? And if they can, folks, it's going to be the first win of the season for Jason Doro. It would be his 5th of his career. Found victory lane 4 times last year and won the championship. Could tonight be his night? And a win would lock him into the round of 8 as well, so this is huge for Jason Doro. It's the Charlotte Roval, the main event this evening that will decide the ultimate, what do you call it here, folks? The eliminator race for the round of 12 is definitely a doozy in the form of the Charlotte Roval. Tanner Swaley went to go to the inside to close the door. Kyle Bowers, Matt Smith, they go to the outside. Kyle's going to take the lead at Talladega. He's got Jason cleared. He can pull down if he wants to. He would leave Matt Smith hung out to dry with no drafting help, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But somehow Matt in the 2 is going to come down and clear the 08 as well. So give the lead to Kyle Bowers, looking for his first career NASCAR MotorMaster Series win. Started at the tail of the field, and now all 5 of these cars are going to come down pit road for scheduled service, so evidently they could not make it the entire distance. It'll be interesting to see where they cycle out after their pit stop, because I do believe that the top 5 or 6 cars amongst the fleet of cars who came to pit road about 3 or 4 laps before this group, they were still grouped together and using the trap to their advantage. So it's going to come down to if they were able to run a quicker pace than this group during the cycle of pit stops or not. It's also going to greatly depend on where these cars in the second group come out of pit road and how tightly bunched they are, and if they can use the draft right away. It looks like there's going to be 4 of them together, but there's nobody else with them, so they've lost somebody, and it is now a 4-car group. And there goes the first fleet. The drivers that have already made their scheduled pit stops, evidently their pace was quicker because they cleared that group, and it's Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car leading this race. How about it, folks? Playoff driver, winless this season, would love to change that so he doesn't need to worry about the Charlotte Roval. He's only 2 points above the cut line coming into this race. It would be a huge story if Josh in the 7 can park it in victory lane. The lapped car of Kyle Bowers just made it very interesting and very difficult for these lead lappers. He's now going to drop to the tail of the field, but he definitely shuffled the running order a little bit. And now it's still Josh Colm-Diaz, Aaron Garcia, and Fabian Green, your top three. Charles Jackson in the 38 is in fourth. Trey Hollywood in the 51 is scored in fifth. Kyle Bowers in the 92 car is scored in sixth. Timmy Brown, the yellow car, the Chevy Camaro, the 8 car, he is the first car one lap down in this group. He's the 7th car in line. He was the 4th car in line, but he elected to get out of the way and let these guys have at it. To the outside goes Charles Jackson in the 38. He's going to bring Trey Hollywood with him. In fact, everybody from 4th on back is going topside and making a move. And this is what it comes down to. Can Aaron Garcia and Fabian Green give a good enough push to Josh Colm-Diaz? They can all park it in the top 3 positions. The run on the outside was not strong enough. Charles in the 38 lifting and waiting so he can get a bit of a run. And he wants to get Trey Hollywood in. And the 92 of Kyle Bowers right glued to his back bumper so they can give him a heck of a push. Through the front stretch they go. There's a couple of lapped cars. They're going to make this a little bit interesting. And now to the outside goes Charles in the 38. See now Rush in the 28 was there. Charles runs right into the back bumper of Rush Downing. And Charles Jackson is going to drop back to the 6th place position, the 7th car in line in this lead group. He is now in danger of losing the draft, and now all momentum to the outside line has been killed. Josh Colm-Diaz, still your race leader at Talladega. Aaron Garcia right behind him with Fabian Green and Kyle Bowers and Trey Hollywood, the rest of your top 5. Josh looking to capture that first win of the season. It would be his 4th career MotorMaster Series win, and it would punch his ticket into the round of 8. So many top 5 finishes for Josh, so many stage wins, so many heartbreakers. I can name about a half a dozen times this season that Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car arguably should have won the race. And now here tonight at Talladega, it could be his night. And Fabian Green in the 0 car makes a move to the outside. Timmy Brown in the 8 went with him. It's not enough help, and Fabian Green is going to pay the price. He's going to drop outside of the top 5. Charles Jackson is back in the group with these guys now. And it's still Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car leading at Talladega. Now it's a heartbreaker for the driver making his debut here in the MotorMaster Series tonight. Fabian Green got stage points in stage 2, a top 10 in stage 1, had a great run going, but has now dropped outside of the top 5, has lost the draft with the lead group, and that leaves the battle for the win between Josh Colm-Diaz, Aaron Garcia, Trey Hollywood, Charles Jackson, and Kyle Bowers. Oh, Trey in the 51 car had to come in for a splash, I believe, and we're getting a report that that is also what Fabian Green did in the 0 car as well. These drivers need to make 2 pit stops here in the final stage, and you gotta wonder if those drivers that pit much later than that first group, you gotta wonder if they can make it on a 1-stop or not. This lead group hopes not, that's for sure. I can just about guarantee it. Josh Colm-Diaz would love to park in a victory lane and advance his way into the round of 8. Here comes Charles Jackson in the 38 to the outside. Not enough help. In fact, he's completely alone. Here comes Timmy Brown. He thought about it at first, and now he's going up there. Still not enough help. And Josh Colm-Diaz still safe here at the moment, getting a good push from his teammate Aaron Garcia. There's Trey in the 51 getting back up to speed. He's going to be just in front of these these leaders, but he's going to let them go. Wise move. And now all he's got to do is hope that everybody else needs to truly make a second green flag pit stop in the final stage. And a big move by Kyle Bowers to the outside. Aaron Garcia shut the door. There was contact made a little bit. And now it's Charles Jackson on the inside pushing Josh Colm-Diaz. Aaron Garcia back in line on the bottom just behind Charles in the 38. Josh Colm-Diaz still your leader. And these drivers trying everything. Bowers in the 92 had a big run. Aaron tried to shut the door and maybe use that big run for himself. Maybe be the front car up the outside line and see if he could win this thing. And now to the outside goes Charles Jackson in the 38. The 92 of Kyle Bowers is going to go with him. Timmy Brown in the 8 car is going to stay low, it looks like. I'm not sure. Charles Jackson clears the 7, drops down in line, and takes the lead at Talladega. And that could have been the race-winning move. Charles looking to spoil the party here for the playoff drivers. He's got to win this season already. He's looking for more. And it's going to greatly depend on what Josh Colm-Diaz does in these closing laps. He took a look to the inside. Charles shuts the door. The checkered flag flies, and it's Charles Jackson picking up the win and parking it in victory lane here tonight. Third win here in his NASCAR MotorMaster Series career, and what a battle there amongst the playoff drivers of Josh Colm-Diaz, Trey Hollywood, Aaron Garcia, and others. Moves were made, and everybody gave it their all, folks. Everybody really tried something at some point or another in these last 15, 20 laps to advance their position and maybe even take over the race lead. Some drivers needed to make a second pit stop, and I think that those drivers are the ones that elected to gamble and maybe take no tires. Maybe those right sides couldn't make it the entire way. I'm really not entirely sure. We'll get the scoop on that in just a moment. Congratulations to Charles Jackson. Started with us back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition on the PlayStation 3 console. And just this season in 2022 made his debut in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series, and I'm sure glad he did, and I'm sure he's glad as well. 3 wins for him in 2022. And it's been a very competitive part-time campaign for the 38 team. Well, from all of us here at NASCAR, we hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, congratulations to your race winner here tonight. That is Charles Jackson from Brett Baker Racing. Round 31 is in the history books. One more race until 4 drivers are eliminated here in the round of 12. 5th annual NASCAR MotorMaster Series season. It's been a wild roller coaster ride, and it makes it all the more worth it knowing that there are fans out there that enjoy these races on Motormaster Monday. They tune in to watch their favorite drivers. They sometimes even just skip right to the end to see where they've finished. And it goes a long way. It makes me feel real proud of what we've accomplished here ever since June of 2017. Congrats to Charles Jackson. From all of us here at NASCAR, so long and stay fast.